All right, yeah, I just had a little malfunction there, but I got my gadgets and gadgets back together. So let's finish up strong. We were on I'm allowed the church congregation to get back in the building, but I'm gonna go ahead and just flow. All right. Uh so yeah, Leos. Yeah, Leos. With that transition from once again, the sun just got out your second. So anything dealing with your values and things you're supposed to be paying attention to and valuing from more of from a higher perspective. You got that Virgo in the second house. So a lot of times people are going to try to correct and critique the things that you value, Leo. You have a very center stage to life. All right. So with that being said, with the sun moving into the third house, it's just important to understand how your surroundings play a part with things that you're being attentive towards doing, the things you're being intentional about doing, right? The things that you're being inspired and motivated to do around this time. How much is your local environment influence of the things? How much of your surroundings the influence of these things? Okay. You do have the sun in Libra, so you do need to be paying attention to this house, Leo. You do need to be paying attention to the critique and the outlook and the perspective and the thought of what people in your surroundings have. All right. But just make sure when it comes to the decisions you're making about things, you're not letting that totally dictate things. All right. Now, Virgo suns. All right, Virgo suns, Virgo rising. The sun is leaving the first, entering the second. Just came out of a new personal cycle, right? First house personally refreshed. The sun just moved through that first house. So anything that should have been shooken off, that's a blockage, that's an obstacle towards personal aspirations and goals, or ultimately things dealing with personal stability, right? And understanding how your personal routine and forms of wellness helps create, how you stabilize yourself in this whole existence in general, right? That's what you're understanding as a Virgo sun, Virgo rise, more so Virgo rising. But once again, we know the life paths are very similar when we look at the life path and we throw it into the sun placement. And when we look at the sun moving out the first into the second house, Libra in the second house. So a lot of the times, you definitely do hold relationships in a space of value. All right. And that's why you're very critical about dealing with them in the first place. Okay. You truly value relationships and the energy and the things that could be created out of them. Okay. At times you may have came from just having strong Virgo placements. You may have came out of certain households where it wasn't so much a sense of one-on-one connection, or you may felt like you was underappreciated, weren't valued as much in these circumstances, in these environments. So you ultimately truly value a true sense of harmony here. So I believe with the sun moving into Libra, this is a space right now, Virgo, where you start to understand how much of the relationships in your life truly value some of the new things you birthed in your first house. Okay, when the sun gets into your second house, this is a time for you to pay attention to what you value within yourself. But because you have Libra here, this is the time to see how much these people that you value the things that you value within yourself, or you value that you want to bring out to the world. How much of people around you are either reliable or at least supportive or understanding of things you want to build in your first house in some type of shape or form. You'll start to realize a lot of these things with the sun in Libra in your second house. Now, I love a strong transit through the second house that isn't like a detriment or anything malefic, even though there's positive things that could come out of that. But when you got the sun transit in your second house, anything that you need to be pushing out, like universe has a way of immediately letting you know things that you need to embrace being seen for when the sun is transiting your second house. The moon will give you these influences in the short instances because the moon is so quick. All right, so it's only going to be in that house for so long, a couple of days. But when the sun get in there, that whole cycle, you will start to see your self worth through so much other examples in the external, especially being Libra. Especially being Libra in the second house in the sun transit, you're gonna start seeing your self worth and things you should be valuing yourself before through other people. Through your relationship activity, whether your relationship activity maybe maybe supporting things that you got going on personally, and this is confirmation that this is a relationship you should be valuing, or they're not as supportive of things that you value, and that's indicating how you may have to navigate relationship activity around this time. So value relationships are things you may have to be proactive about. And your ruler is in Leo and is going to move into Virgo. So it's going to move, your ruler is going to move into a detriment during this season. So when we talk about Venus and Virgo, at times not understanding if it's being appreciated or not in relationship. It's hard for it to understand that here. And then you talk about your sun making you pay attention to Libra in the second house with relationships you should be valuing in general. This is where you got to be careful of being extreme because what else is here? Mars is in your second house. So Mars is impulsive, but that's why Mars is in detriment here. Mars be doing too much in this area sometimes. Mars is very passionate about getting to the bag, getting to stability. So as many different shifts you might have made in your life since Mars has been in here, especially dealing with relationships, if you felt like it's been affecting your form of stability. But other than that, when the sun gets in here, you can be a little bit more than a little bit, but pretty impulsive when it comes into relationship decisions on your own. Make sure you're not being impulsive about reaching out to people that you're in relationships with, knowing that you were not appreciated in that situation, but for some reason you're the one reaching out. This shit'll make you do that shit, Virgo. These alignments will make you do that shit. And you know you'll do that shit. It's like, fuck it. The motherfucker did me wrong, but I just, whatever. I'm just reach out and just fucking see what's up. Because ain't this a motherfucker? I just need to feel something from this motherfucker. I just need some type of realistic conversation about something. Maybe a little conversation, 5-10 minute conversation will actually give me enough to critique, analyze how they said things, so it could bring more confirmation to how I feel about things in my own. I promise you how Virgos is looking at it. They'll know what they're really going into the conversation for, but if they have certain things that they just is in their head that's like, nah, I just gotta kind of need some confirmation, but I can't ask this shit directly. Like, they just call your ass, you talking to them and just have a whole conversation to analyze things to understand what was what. So Virgos, be careful. You may have to go that deep around this time. You may have to do all of that. That Sun and Mars and Libra energy shit is in detriment, ruler. Excuse me, I'm talking about. I said Ja ruler is gonna move into detriment. My bad. I'm bugging about Taurus. We on Virgo. My bad. My bad. What's going on, Scorpio Sun Goddess? My bad. Virgo ruler is entering Libra. Ruler is entering Libra. All right. So relationships is just heavy on the mind around this time in general. All right. And you can receive a lot of critique about your relationship activity and through the relationships that you're invested in general right now. So you got to be wise about how you react to these things. And then towards the end shift of the season, Mercury moves into Scorpio. But like I said, by the time we're in Scorpio energy, you already have to embrace that. So your ruler gets your day ahead, ahead of time into that influence. But for the most part, yeah, with Mercury in moving into what's her name? Libra soon. And we're watching from home now. All right, bet. Let's get it, Bree. Let's get it. Let's get it. We had got disconnected for a little bit, but I just got to make sure I finish church service so we got everything to go into, the rest of the week with. But yeah, Virgos, with y'all Mercury moving into Libra, remember, y'all know y'all want to get information when y'all want to get it, and Mercury love air. That's one thing about Mercury. It love some air placements. Okay, Mercury deal with air. So just be careful around this time, Virgos, how you go about trying to get information when it comes into relationship activity. It could be actually very good at times because Venus is going to eventually move into Virgo. So things dealing with how to support stability in your life, you're going to be able to access a lot of information through other people. So you're definitely in a space right now, Virgo, since Virgo rising. You're able to get a lot of fruitful information through other people about the things that you value. A lot of that's going to shift once Venus ends up moving into Virgo and we get more into the midst of Libra season. But this is why you don't want to be too pressed and be in situations where if you might press a situation, you might fuck the whole opportunity up or whatever it may be, intimate situation, business partnership, whatever it may be. All right. Be careful of being too extreme in that way. All right. Now, but yeah, that's what we got going on there for the most part. All right, Virgo Suns, just came out the whole new personal cycle. Whole new personal cycle just got it. So now is second house transit, time to establish a bit more when it comes into the things that you just now birthed, right? It's gonna deal with a lot of situations you having to be seen for the way that you value these new things or things that you're intentional about being seen for personally. All right. You want to embrace these situations. So that's what you got going on, Virgo. Libra. All right, Libra Sun, Libra risings. Once again, happy solar return. All the Libras in the building. Happy solar return. All right, gang. Sun just left the 12th, entering the first. All right. Sun just left the 12th, entering the first. So, like I said, there's a whole new personal birth here. I have Lilith in Libra and Mars in Libra. Man, all right. You's finna get your way in relationships. And then you most likely manifested a situation in your life where you ran into somebody else and it was like, now I'm finna get my way a bit. And that's what helped you to realize I gotta chill a little bit. There's some beast out here. All right. I can't just be trying to impose my shit all the time. God damn. All right. You gonna manifest that with Lilith in Libra. Okay. With Lilith and Mars in Libra. The universe gonna let you get your control on for a bit, and then it's like, all right, send the big dogs in. They got Lilith and Libra, so let's get them frustrated about some shit they really want to make connect, and that shit ain't gonna connect. All right, you done been. Or Lilith is crazy. It worked with a lot of reverse energy because it be pulling on the opposite sign. So a lot of Liliths in Libra. Oh God, a lot of Liliths in Libra. You you done got your way in married relationships, and then the first person you done fell in love with wasn't going for it, but you fell in love with them though. And now you got Mars and Libra with it. So they demanding this hell on top of it. So you're like, damn. All right. Okay. Damn. Give me a second to follow your orders. I ain't saying no. Lilith and Libra, Mars and Libra, it tries to get you that state, but you may not get there. Your ass gonna fight like hell nah. But God be trying to use them to get you to that state. He's like, you're gonna deal with some relatability or whatnot. You're gonna deal with some chance. You goddamn, I know you dealt with some transformations dealing with other people trying to impose their individuality in relationships and power and control issues. I already know you could write a book. I already know that placement. You just gave me the visuals. When y'all tell me y'all placements, the scenarios and the visuals just go crazy. All right, Neptune on the ascendant. They just play out like a movie in my head. Now, yes, Libra Suns, Libra Rising. Once again, happy solar return. Sun in the first house. All right, personal aspirations, personal direction is lit up, but we know the nodes are here. So South Node been in this house, Mars been in this house. So understand that you've been trying to do your best to walk your walk and honor value relationships as much as possible, but not let them throw you off track recently because Mars getting your first house. So Mars don't like Libra, but it don't play about the first house, right? Anything dealing with self, we gotta do what we gotta do. So a lot of my Libras out there, I already know what it is, Libra, Sun, Libra. I already know the you know, past month and whatnot, past few weeks, situation people thought you was finna be down for, you was about to be easily relatable for. You had to say, nah, I'm good. Things you was connected to, you find yourself having the courage to fall back a little bit. We fall back. We don't fall back loud though. We fall back quietly. You might have found that little drift to just fall back quietly out of that situation. All right. Okay. But in some type of shape or form, you know, Libra Sun, Libra risings, Mars already in the first house. There's a lot of new things being birthed personally, and then the sun getting here. So you got to think about this. I know they're both in detriment right now, Sun and Mars. So a lot of people got to really embrace thinking more before taking their actions, and especially in relationship activity. But you got the Sun and Mars in the first house right now, Libra Sun, Libra rising. It's about you all the way, all the way. Okay, the sun gets in the first house is here to to give birth and more awareness towards the things in the first house. But Mars was what brought the transformation and intensity there. So this is why part of why my Libra risings out there may have been getting out of. You guys are in the midst of some crazy relationship transformation. It could be a relationship. Not excuse me, career transformations. You guys are in the middle of right now. Um, it could be this intensity that had to be developed in order for you to see what's going on with self. And that's sometimes how Mars works in the first house. It creates some intensity if self is being, if it's being neglected for the most part. All right. Personal aspirations, all that being neglected when Mars gets into that house, things get turned up, things get jacked up. You may manifest your situations where your partner is just taking advantage of you, just disrespectful with it. It's like, whoa, this motherfucker comfortable. Okay, you think I don't got no first house? That's what it is. I've been all seventh house this relationship. I've been seventh house like a mug, and this is Libras for sure right here. And we different Libra. We need to get into the difference between the Libra sun, Libra man, Aries sun, Aries. I mean Aries sun, Aries woman, Taurus sun, woman, Taurus sun, man. We need to get into that series. We actually need to get into that. All right. So it may be a lot of them situations. Okay. Libra sun might find them. Libra woman finds themselves in them situations quicker than the man, but the man will experience that at some times in their life. Where it's like, okay, I thought I knew how this relationship worked. I usually know how to make things, flow in the way I like to make them flow while making the other person feel included, right? But low key is going the way I like because I'm cardinal air, so I like to usher in the flow of the relationship. But I know how to do it in a relationship way. Okay. But now, okay, now it gets into situations where another, another person in some type of shape or form, eh, they was playing that game. They was like, okay, Libra, go ahead, cater to me, go ahead, be on this relationship bag, consider my shit all the time. And now this motherfucker, it ain't no consideration for your shit, but you created this environment. You created this environment. You associated your relationship with your self identity, your lost self. You got to wait all the way till Aries season to get back to self. You got to go through the transformations of Scorpio season, new enlightenment on your experiences in Sagittarius season. That's rebound season. Then you got to get to Capricorn season. That's when you got to start thinking about work a little bit more. So you don't really get to see Bane like that anyway. You got to get more situated. I got to make sure my heat bill and all of that is Gucci. And then you get into Aquarius season, you get into some weird shit. You bump into some other motherfucker outside in the world. They start changing your perspective on your past relationship. But they do that shit very quick during Aquarius season. Then you get into Pisces season, you just start reflecting about the whole shit the whole year. You're like, you know what, that shit wasn't that bad. That shit was just an experience. I was just supposed to learn. Then you get into Aries season. There you go, Libra. You're back to self. You see how that go? Now, we gonna go through that phase anyways. That phase is just a little bit more intense when you got two lost from the first house. All right. So we don't want to get too lost from our first house. And Mars and Sun is doing everything in their might right now to get you back to self if you have lost self through relationship activity. Mars and the Sun in the first house is doing everything right now to make sure you understand the personal passions and goals that you have in your life. These are the people you can connect it to. These are the people you don't need to stress yourself trying to get them to relate it, trying to get them to see it. Let people see you through your own personal example, through your own personal expression. Then let relationships and the attraction from that manifest. All right. You pulling too much, you're not utilizing the power of your first house when you're trying to pull out your seventh house first. And that's why you got Aries there. That's why you have Aries there. Because it comes a point in your life you got to realize, man, stop trying to get other people to relate what you into. People are into what the fuck they got going on in their lives, Libra. The world don't care about people. People got what they got going on in their lives. People, families, and partners care. All right. So these are the type of situations you get into, the type of realizations and clarity you manifest around this time. There's a lot of things dealing with you being able to attract things in certain spaces right now when it comes into uh your passions and goals and attracting people that are into some of the same things. You just have to be careful if you're participating with them, how controlling they may be or possessive they may be over something, even though you're participating with it. Because you like to relate and participate, Libra, but you like to feel included though. It's like, goddamn, like I'm not just your assistant that get no say here. Like, can I get some input in something in this? All right. So you got to be careful what you're participating into. We have an impulse to jump into things with relationship activity if you're already a social being. So if you got air placements, I just told Gemini this. I'm gonna end up having to tell Aquarius this, and I'm telling you this right now, Libra. Can't be impulsive making relationship decisions, especially your cardinal air, jumping into them. All right. You'll weigh out the detachment and you'll pretty much know when you want to detach from something way before you do it a lot most of the time. But from a participating, get jumping into, you could be impulsive with that. Be careful around this time. Other than that, the energy's in your favor. Sun just left the 12th house. So there's a lot of things being reestablished with your subconscious that you had to navigate. There may have been a lot of situations where you felt like you had to develop certain form of routine, things, surrounding around your forms of wellness to help you get into a state where you have more clarity dealing with your aspirations, with your dreams, or things in your subconscious, your insecurities in some type of shape or form. You may have got a bit of support in some type of shape or form in this area, especially with where Taurus is at, which would be the second house. Yes, the second house. No, I mean the eighth house, right? That area was harmonizing with some of this in the 12th house. So there may have been some emotional breakthroughs around this time for a lot of my Libra placements. But now it's first house time. It has to be a strong set of initiative throughout the course of Libra season, and not just because it's Libra season. You gotta look at the combination of planets in your first house. It's Sun and Mars in your first house. It's just that it's in your sign, and you not these planets are your detriment when they're in the same sign is the most powerful shit in the world. So the whole world needs to understand that. All right. There's a lot of power when it goes into taking initiative and being a proactive about all relationship potential in your life. There's a lot of people right now that they're gonna make an opportunity out of thin air because they was proactive expressing something about themselves into another space. And people were like, damn, bro, I didn't even know you was into that. Didn't know you had any resources. Didn't know you was that talented. Didn't know you knew that. Here, come to this space. Let me introduce you to my friends over here. Let me introduce you to this environment over here. So a lot of magic can happen with Mars and the sun in Libra. They just get busy when they in the same sign, right? Because Mars favors the sun. Okay, you got the awareness, then you got the awareness, and you got the action itself. So you got the intention, you got the action. So it's just that it's in Libra. So we're doing this in relationship energy. We need to learn how to do it, in a way where we are doing it in relationship energy, but it's in correspondence to bringing balance to us in the first house, not just imposing what we want to impose in the seventh house. All right. So it's like you're trying to get into this competitive battle with your partner to win the argument in that sense, not knowing the thing that they're arguing about is to help the whole relationship, which the whole relationship helps your first house. You're trying to win the little battle for what? It ain't a battle in the first place. Okay? So situations like this. Okay, that's what I want my Libra sons and Libra risings to understand around this time. All right, I don't even have my notes no more. So I didn't really take that much notes for this. It's Libra season. I know me some Libra through the houses. All right. So we got that going on. And but that's the most important thing. You really gotta understand that combination of energy in your first house and when it comes to personally expressing yourself. All right. There's a lot of Libra placements out here that probably don't establish, their viewpoints of things in relationship activity, and you probably keep them in the back burner in order to cater to the viewpoints of your partner and eventually feel like you can mold yourself to that, relate to that, but not. You're gonna manifest situations in that partnership, in that relationship. They actually how you feel about it. How do you want to establish this? Don't just cater to that. Establish that, Libra, Sun, Libra, Rising. Establish that. Because if you hinder that, then you may create circumstances where you create blow up moments now. Because you try to keep it too much inside. Or you try to relate and cater to it, or just feel like you could flow and smooth through it. It's okay. We don't got to go too hard about that topic. When we deal with that situation, we deal with it. All right. No, this is a serious question. I just asked you if you want to have kids. What you mean? We're gonna get to it when we get to it. This is a serious thing. If you don't have kids, I'm out of here. I want to have kids. Situations like this. Okay. So that's what we got going on with that. Shout out to all my Libra sons in the building. I hope everybody came into this season in prosperous spirits, ready to embrace a solar return. All right, y'all already know the solar return make you see self on a deep lens. Okay, So things that you may be reluctant to look at with self at times, you can't help it around this time. All right. So embrace that part of your solar return as well. Okay, so that's what we got going on. Libra Sun, Libra Rising, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising. Sun leaving the 11th, moving into the 12th. Now, Sun moving out of the 11th, moving into the 12th. We got Virgo in the 11th, Scorpio Sun Rising. So a lot of times people in your 11th house environment are able to provide some resources, something that you're passionate about, but it takes for you to get out and connect with people in the 11th house at times to understand that and also deal with the vulnerability of trusting them to kind of stabilize something for you. That's vulnerable at times. So you go through your transformations with that, but it usually can create a lot of harmonious opportunities. And then uh there's a lot of realizations about these connections, these networks, these partnerships, which partnerships you should be in your 11th house space that you should be nurturing. You got some critique back from these people. You may have even started a lot of collabs or ran into collaborative efforts with the sun in your 11th house and seeing how you could somehow trade resources, right? Because Mars was transiting here and the sun got here and we have the Mercury activity here. So that's a lot of exchange of thought. That's a lot of interaction in a sign that's dealing with building and structuring in your network house. So with all these different things, it may have be a lot of it could get a little overwhelming at this time too. Throughout Virgo season, a lot of new thoughts thrown at you from a lot of unfamiliar spaces or just from your social network in general. So now that the sun is moving into the 12th house, this is a time for you to find some resolve for any type of overwhelming activity in general. Libra is in your 12th house. So you can actually find a lot of resolve through connecting, relating how you feel about things to people. It's 12th house energy. The sun trans in the 12th house. Mars is already here, pulling in people that may share passion. The 12th house deal with connecting the conscious collective. So that person to connect to, relate to, that environment to connect to, relate to, 9 out of 10 times is going to provide itself as an environment that could be used to as a tool to release, to bring some understanding about anything dealing with things that may have went left, or just like I said, bringing some resolve to overwhelming activity in your life. One thing about the thing here though, all right, this is Scorpio Sun Rising. One thing you got to understand here is you got the Sun and Mars in the 12th house. Is a bunch of action and expression going towards your imagination, emotional triggers, things that you aspire to do. So this is great for self encouragement for things that may have been dormant in your imagination, and now you're trying to give it some life and birth it. It's great. It's a great placement for that. You most likely been doing some of that with Mars in here. Just know now the sun comes in here, boy, you jump into that imagination like no tomorrow. Having the sun and Mars transit in your 12th house. Anything that's of the imagination, anything that it may have been things, it might be I don't know, it might be something that you feel like you being too curious about. It may be something that you feel like, all right, that's I'm not even in a stable space to entertain that. How can I even entertain that dream or aspiration? I haven't got the resources for that. But Sun and Mars, you just start. If there's a will, there's a way. You jump into if there's a will, there's a way energy. Mars already been doing that. So if you haven't been taking any impulsive jumps, dealing with things in your imagination in some type of shape or form, the sun is going to help that even more. So we want to make sure that's geared towards positive things, positive aspirations. You got Libra in here. You will manifest somebody else that also encourages you and relates to it, supports you, make you want to jump into that thing. You have to make sure, are you in a stable, relatable space to birth any of that? So you are in a birthing. Like I said, we getting back to birthing things here. It's cardinal energy. So you may be in that space, but these are just the precautions you want to take and understanding you dealing with that vibrant, impulsive energy in the house that deal with the subconscious, your imagination. Okay. Now, also taking the initiative for things dealing with your healing. That's very important. This is my Scorpio, so Mars is going to move into Scorpio. Your ruler is moving into your sign this Libra season. All right. So Scorpios ain't fucking around. Scorpios gonna have a ruler in their sign to start their solar return. So Scorpio's getting ahead of steam. Like that, I seen she wasn't in here tonight, but Scorpio Sun Goddess was in here talking about yesterday. Like, man, let's get over Libra season. I'm ready for Scorpio season. Mars is gonna be in Scorpio early, so they don't care at all about what's going on with us. They in their hibernation mode. Okay, so I think this is important to understand Scorpios because, like I said, to kind of set to Aries, you don't want to create extra transformative situations in your life leading into a space where you're about to transmute so much. You're about to bring so much understanding to things that you're attached to. You're about to add way more fuel and potentially attract resources and more fuel through other external forces for your own passions and goals. You know, Ruler's coming home. All right. So don't let Libra season get you all jumping into different portals and 12th house adventures. You know, you could jump into more of an isolated space, but you got Libra in your 12th, so you could just open up a lot of portals to attract people who relate to your imagination. Like I said, that's very good when it comes into building, creating. But at times, when you need to make sure you're able to reflect on what's going on with you, you can't let that house get too triggered with Mars and the Sun there, because you could be forceful about encouraging you to do something when you need to be more stable right now, or allow yourself to recollect. So all these influences have these crazy dynamics to us because, like I said, Mars and Sun don't rock with Libra, but these are the transits we all dealing with right now. Our actions and how we go about our dealing with our passions and frustration and intensity is all over the place. Okay, and we throwing other people in the mix at times when we don't really have to be doing that. Okay, so that's what we got to keep an eye out on. That's what we got going on for my Scorpios now. Sagittarius's. Sagittarius's. Okay, Sagittarius's. Sun just left the 10th house. Sun just left the 10th house and is entering the 11th. So you just came out of a square season, Sag. All right, you made it through. Never could have made it without you. All right, you gotta give some worship when you get out of them squares in opposite seasons. You better give some worship. Okay? Never, never, never. That's how you gotta hit that never right there. You wasn't singing that shit during who's the Sagittarius? You wasn't singing that shit during Virgo season like that. Your shit was more weary, like never would have made it. Now your shit, now you got up out that square. Now your shit, you in the sex out. Now your shit, never. Now you got a little bit of that. You got a little bit more of that in your shit. You really feel the worship of what you just got out of. All that, things just everything just telling you to stop, slow down. That's all the fuck you was hearing in Virgo season, some type of shape or form. Slow down. No. Build. Plan. That's all. It's like, oh damn. Yeah, nigga, I can't do nothing spontaneous in this season. All my actions is left in this season. Y'all niggas don't want to explore nothing. All right. So you may have felt little blocks and guards and restrictions when it came into you jumping into new experience about things and things you may have wanted to explore. And it's not even about things just being restricted, but you having more of a sense of structure, more of a detail out on things. A lot of Sagittarius during Virgo season may have felt on either or. It may have been a situation that you aligned with some of that Virgo vibration, allowed yourself to see more of the detail before you're about to do something, and then later on you realize, like, oh shit, thank God I checked the flights for this week. Thank God I did this, that, and the third. Thank God I left early for my flight. Thank God, whatever it is. That might have saved you, or you could have been on the other end. Sagittarius just jump out. Oh no, it's okay. We will handle it. Jupiter got me. Jupiter be having your ass so much you just get lost in that shit sometimes. Jupiter be making sure you go through the craziest shit in the world and you still made it home. Never would have made it. Whose song is that? I bet you they got Sag placement. Who sing that song? I don't got time. Somebody in the comments want to go ahead and find out the artist, see what placements they got. Never would have made. That's some hold on to some faith, hope shit right there. They probably got Sagittarius Pisces placements right there. Not every sign ego is built to give worship like that at times. Aries gonna praise themselves like that. Never would have made it if it wasn't for me. we give worship to different things. Oh shit! That nigga Snoop Dogg. Nigga Snoop is a Leo. I mean, is a Libra. That nigga, remember that nigga got inducted? I think it was the what they call that shit in Hollywood, the Hollywood stars. I think that nigga speech was like, yeah, I congratulate. I'm proud of. I thank myself because I worked hard for this, that, and third. You know, I want to pat myself on the back. That's my boy was in his first house. He was going through some of these transits. Mars, he a Libra something, but he was probably dealing with some of these transits when he said that shit. Mars and the sun was in Libra when he said that shit. He realized, like, nah, fuck that. I gotta relate myself out here some more. Okay. Gemini rising, Capricorn, Aquarius, Stellium. Well, damn. There was some shit for him to sing about. Never would have mailed. He got that. He got a Capricorn, Aquarius, Stellium. There was all type of restrictions for him, Marvin Sapp, to have to hold on to. Never would have made. I know reality is whooping your ass. But I see all them Saturn stelliums. Then you got a Gemini rising, so you ran into more bullshit trying to. Your Aquarius stellium bumping into that Gemini personality of yours. There was a lot of times you needed some advice to a situation to help you with some of that. Never would have made to help you with some of that, and you ran into the wrong advice. But sometimes it was the great advice, so it's like it's hard. This was tricky, but it was harmonizing with that. Shout out to Marvin Sapp. All right, so but Sagittarius, yeah, that you just got out that 10th house space. So there's a lot of new clarity about how you're represented in the world, how you're seen in the world, man. Ran into certain circumstances, this, that, and the third, partners in the workspace, friends, this, that, and the third, conversations, experiences, but something for you to gain more clarity about how you're seen in the world and in some type of shape or form. What you could put in place to build more of a 10th house potential when it's a brand, a business, you know, a certain type of presentation you're trying to give off into a community. 10th house deals with image, social status. So these are a lot of things that you are paying attention to and possibly how to navigate around Virgo season. All right. There's a lot of harmonious energies going on around Virgo season. So a lot of new ideologies and things may have got tweaked about your imagery, or things came back from the past during retrograde season of 10th house opportunities may have been career opportunities. So a lot of this going on, even though it was a square for you. So you might have had to put a lot of your first house shit on pause because you had to go to work in your 10th house. Vacation in Jamaica canceled. Sagittarius sun rising. Internship came in. It's like, damn, I never thought I'd be canceling a vacation, but this rare internship that I didn't think I was gonna get accepted to, I got it. So fuck, I gotta take this shit. So y'all run into all type of bullshit like that. Well, I ain't gonna call it bullshit, but to y'all ass, it's like, damn, this is an internship. I should be happy, but I want to live life. Fuck all this reality shit. Like this rare ass internship that most likely is gonna get you this OD high paying ass job and shit. Your ass just worry about Jamaica. It's like you're gonna be able to go to Jamaica 1,000 times if you're gonna take your ass to the internship. What's wrong with you? Just don't know how to slow down, deal with reality sometimes, Sag sunrises. Okay. But that's the type of influence you may have just got out of. Now the sun getting to the 11th house. So some of the new things that may have been birthed in the 10th house, and now's the time to relate it a bit more. All right. It's sextile energy. So you got Libra in the 11th, Sag. You get a lot of opportunities to take your beliefs, your ideologies, your talents, or any type of time where you want to spread your awareness in some type of shape or form, being a mutable fire personality, right? A lot of you feel fulfilled when you get to connect or relate the way you see things to others and inspire and fulfill others through your expression, your beliefs. That's fulfilling as hell. No matter if they do it in a spiritual way or however, whatever department, environment they're doing it in, that's some shit for Sagittarius sun rising right there. And Libra in 11th house creates portals, mad portals for that to happen. When Sagittarius take their personality out into the world, you got Libra 11th house, so somebody's gonna come through, relate to it, throw some gas on your first house fire in some type of shape or form. Sometimes y'all be looking at people, y'all be in 11th house like, nah, hold on, this person don't fuck with me that much. You got Libra in 11th house. This is a sextile. Your best friends be coming out of nowhere sometimes. Sagittarius sunrise. Met your best friend on the train. It's like that. People be meeting their best friends in school, elementary school, middle school, in the neighborhood. Met my best friend in a concentration camp.
that 11th house energy. Met my best friend in jail in juvenile. All right. We've been in prison together since. We locked up in the feds 50 years now. But we've been like bros since the Juves. All right. You know how much shit we done corrupted in this motherfucker. We've been running jails forever. Okay, jail's life. You know, niggas. I don't know if y'all niggas know Drewski. That nigga got a skit talking about niggas in jail. Niggas be honoring that shit. Like, yeah, I ain't never go home. This home. Fuck that. Tell the lawyer drop the case. I'm good. I'm good in here. So Libra in the 11th house, Sagittarius sun rises. Boy, y'all be having the most hearts, the craziest heart to hearts with y'all clients. Y'all be having clients, associates, be having heart to hearts with they ask about shit in the home environment, shit with your girlfriend, with your husband, your wife. This motherfucker is your golf coach. Don't know you from a hole in the wall. He's like, yo, you want to get some drinks after this, bro? Get some, because the shit you kicking is what I really need to hear right now. You know, all just aside, so there's a lot of harmony. I keep saying harmony because I be want to say harmonious, but there's a lot of harmony that comes out of our 11th house. It's natural sextile to our 11th to our first house. So this is why we always want to jump into a personal. Our third house and 11th house is naturally favoring. Look how God designed it. Like the houses that harmonize with your personality are houses that connect out to the world. So we're placed here to take our personal ideologies, our personal expression, our personal talents, our personal awareness, our I am. We are here to put it out in the world. Regardless if you're introverted, extroverted, the design of the chart and the life path and the cycle of the houses is showing you that the relationship houses support your personality. The opposite one challenges it the most, but the ones with people that don't know you, why y'all think we got those memes on social media that say things like it be the people that don't know you that support you more than your families that your 11th house sextile the first. Of course, people that don't know you is gonna fuck with something you got out personally because most likely the person that don't know you gravitated towards you from how you express something from your first house. Now, what you expressed out your first house may have been your Virgo rising, your Aries rising, your Aries rising creativity or passion, your Virgo rising personal form of structure or stability, your Gemini rising ability to communicate and relate, your Libra rising ability to be cooperative and relate. It wasn't about you pushing out something about you. It was being an example of something personally. And people in the 11th house that didn't know you gravitated towards that energy. That creates opportunities for you personally. Okay. Why is it natural for us to start connecting to a certain musical artist or an actor or actor in a movie that we really messing with or something, and then want to start knowing them personally? We want to start knowing things about their life. We want to start listening to their interviews. We met them from the 11th house, but we intrigued by your first. So that's just natural. So uh when we get into that sun moving into 11th house, now you Sagittarius, you need to embrace being able to connect, relate, especially if y'all just birthed new things with the sun in the 10th house, because some of them things may have been slow. Like I said, it was Virgo retrograde, even though things may have replayed and things came from the past into this area. That may have been a very great thing when it comes into 10th house opportunities. But for the most part, it may have not been things you was able to push go on right away. Now the go button is being able to be pushed and you're able to circulate it with others. So you want to embrace that, but you just have to be very conscious about who you participate with. Mars and Sun in the 11th. People may be out for their personal gain and really want you to participate. And it may not be easy for you to pick up on the intention of this person because it might be an unfamiliar space. Okay. Now, Mars already been transiting here. So a lot of y'all guys already dealing with some form of aspiration or motivation and dealing with some partnership or environment. Let the sun transit for like a little week and a half or whatnot. You're gonna build more clarity about what's going on with why they may want you to participate and if it's genuine or not. Okay. Now the ruler Jupiter is stationed in Taurus. We know this the other side of Venus right now. All right. So Jupiter is in Taurus. Sun is in Libra. It creates an in conjunction with your ruler. But for the most part, Jupiter began a lot of nice harmony between earth signs and whatnot. And the Virgo activity. So this creates an in conjunction. All this Mars and Sun energy in Libra creates a in conjunction, aka a almost opposite towards Jupiter and whatnot. But it's gonna be a lot of situations right now. Sagittarius sunrise where you realize what relationships be making your ass unstable. Like what relationships enable certain habits that create instability in your life, and what relationships are trying to open you up to explore and see new perspectives of things right now. That's very important right now. Y'all may really have people in your lives where it's easier for them to access you because they're bringing a sense of pleasure or the exploration in your life that's leading to some sense of instability, right? It's taking you away from reality. And then you may have other uh people in your life and some not in your life and whatnot that's trying to get your attention to get you to pay attention to something you should be building and structuring. You're gonna get those both spectrums with your ruler being making these alignments towards Libra, right? Jupiter in Taurus, stabilizing more positive values, creating experiences based off positive, stable values. Okay. Not just jumping off the thrill of everything. And sometimes it may seem like you're killing opportunities to do things, but that's how Jupiter has to move in Taurus. So this is just a season to make sure you're just conscious about how you're participating in things with others. All right, so we got going on Sag. Last three: Capricorn, Sun, and Risings. Cap, Sun, and Risings. Okay, now Capricorn, Sun, Risings. The Sun just left the ninth house, is entering the 10th house. Just left the ninth, entering the 10th. So you just got out of Earth season. There's a lot of new clarity about how to stabilize things in your personal life. Capricorn Sun risings, things may have fell out of your life if you were being lackadaisical about how to structure it because it was an Earth season. So if you wasn't on top of things, if a lot of y'all was like going into work late, knowing that you've been going to work a little late, you probably got your ass fired during this is an Earth season. How you get fired during on Earth season? How you get fired on your day off? Cap, stealing boxes. The niggas say they call me stealing boxes. So I hope my Earth placements ain't running to see y'all. This air signs, take heed. Just being in the same sign of your element sometimes make you lackadaisical in your season. So I made examples how Taurus may have been lackadaisical, right? And now Capricorn, it might have happened to you too. Okay. Some type of transformation took place with stability stand there because you wasn't on top of things, because you wasn't taking initiative with things, or you wasn't on top of your priorities and responsibilities. May have felt like you had an easier access to or stabilizing things in your life, and with that, you was feeling like things gonna fall in your lap. This and that, third. You just being flat out lackadaisical. So it could have manifested some situations like that. All right, and at the same time may have once again a lot of new opportunities came back into play from the past to help support things you want to explore and create in your life. Virgo in the ninth house. Yeah, you enter in your 10th. So Virgo in the ninth house is a square here. So you could be a little dogmatic in your ways dealing with spirituality, but this may have been a season to understand how your sense of spirituality plays a part into your reality, right? Whatever your ideologies or your beliefs are. If you're a Sagittarius, sun rising, Virgo gets into that ninth house and it get very critical about things on a spiritual perspective. So now when the sun gets in here, it's like, all right, if you're gonna be so critical about things dealing with spirituality, show me, point out how everything dealing with spirituality plays a part in your reality. Now your faith is challenged. Now your faith is tested, right? Because you're not gonna be able to just, if you truly believe that your frequency, vibration, and these things that you're honoring is a display of your reality, then you're gonna have no choice to honor that with the sun transit in Virgo in the ninth house. You got no choice to honor that the way that you're formatting things in your life, the way you're structuring, working on things in your life, regardless of your beliefs, that's formatting your reality. All right. Just don't get too lost in your beliefs. You got things to pay attention to, you got detail to pay attention to. So it get real crazy, Virgo in that ninth house. It get crazier. You got to navigate a lot there at times. You got to learn how to detach and not do so much experimentation into certain ideologies and philosophies that's hard for you to detach and evolve from them because the type of work or research you feel like you put into something in some type of shape or form, or how you started upholding certain concept about something because it stimulated you so much mentally and spiritually. Now you're super upholding that and you can't even dissect anything else. So it just get real deep on that. But I got a video on that. Capricorn risings, Virgo in the ninth house. But so now the sun moving into the 10th house. Now that's your house. That's your house right there, Cap Sun, Cap Risings. So a lot of new understandings and awarenesses to be developed when it comes into how you're seen in the world. But guess what? This is Libra in the 10th house. So this is the house that be teaching you how to jump into the executive role of dealing with different personality, different people, connections, relations in the workplace or amongst the things that you're building and structuring in your lives. So it may be a lot of activity this season that deals with you having to relate and cooperate with other people towards building the things you need to build. All right. It's like, damn, I want to build this business and this, that, and the third of my own. But I didn't know I had to deal with this many people. I'll go get these resources from this many people and depend on this many people and plan this things with this many. God damn. God damn. Fuck it. I'm back to the nine. Let me go back to clocking in. Fuck all this paying the cost to be a boss shit. Y'all quick to jump into that shit right there, dealing with these energies. All right, because it's gonna take a sense of relatability. It's gonna take dealing, like I said, different personality, different outlooks of things, but honing in on the one-on-one connection and understanding how maybe your client, maybe how your business partner, maybe how the people that are supporting you, the people that you're relating to and building with, honing in on how that relationship affects the entire dynamic of all the of what you're building. That's you build a realization about these things with the sun transiting your 10th house in Libra. All right, especially with that being your square. Now you got Mars in here going to work already, so your ass probably done broke up with your partner because you feel like they get in the way of the money you make. Your ass done made you done probably quit your job, got fired from job. There's some intense shit going on with Mars in the 10th house, but all that intense shit is just going towards how passionate you may call the influence with dealing with stability, dealing with career shit. You get another you need to get another light of fire up under your ass when Mars is transiting in the 10th. When it comes into anything that you have a passion for, when it comes into, finances, form of stability, things that you're building in life, how you're trying to be seen in the world. You jump in very competitive space. There's exaltation here. So it could create a lot of transformations, but these transformations is a part of the path to get you to where you're trying to get. You may have to detach from things you may have outgrown from in certain ways. So it get extreme here, but your sun coming in here now, so you have to be cautious about feeling the temperament of things about to transform and understanding if your action is going to be a tipping, is going to tip that iceberg over, or if the situation need to be transformed in general. This first couple of weeks of Libra season going to help you to see these things, helps give Mars more clarity when it's already turned up in this house. All right. But relationship activity is very important when it comes into social status right now. Who you relate to right now can have a huge imprint on how you're seen in your social status right now. Y'all can be in situations right now. You're trying to have a certain impression on somebody in a certain environment, work environment, whatever it is, and somehow your friendships, your work, your relationship activity, find a way to get in the workplace, find a way to get involved with this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, I couldn't even keep my relationship activity in the house. How did this get outside? How is this shit attached to my image now in some type of shape or form? I remember I was in a listen, I played basketball in college, y'all. I was in a toxic ass relationship. This shit was the highest relationship I've ever been in, but it had the lows of lows too. So it was that one, and it got to a point my coach who found out about this shit. Now, me and my coach at this point, we really didn't have the best relationship. They really didn't have the best relationship. So by the time they found out about this shit, I'm like, yeah, this don't even make no sense. Why my coaches that why do they know anything about my relationship? This is how bad this shit get. My coaches know about it. They bring me into the office. Like, okay, I need to have a talk with you. See me, talk to me in the practice. Something about me was about some basketball shit, some other shit. Talk about me about my girlfriend. So this Libra shit going on here. So that's this situations like that. You have to understand how your relationship activity or the people that you're surrounding yourself with, connecting to, the people people closest to you, you're adapting their habits, all of these things. How does that affect the things that you're building in the 10th house, or how does that becoming attached to your social status right now? right? This is like a celebrity right now that's starting to make certain bad decisions, get into trouble in their life, but you realize that they hanging around a certain circle, this, that, and third. And people like, yeah, man, ever since they started hanging around the circle, they get into this, that, and the third. Ever since Pac started fucking with Suge Knight, he get into this, that, and the third. Yeah, this is shit like this. You gotta make that. Sometimes you gotta learn how to shake off how you're in a space where these experiences, these decisions can impact how this relationship is attached to my social status now. So situations like that, all right. Now, uh Aquarius. Aquarius sun risings in the building. All right, last two. Now, Aquarius sun rising. When we look at we got the sun leaving the eighth and entering the ninth. Sun leaving the eighth, entering the ninth. All right. So we just had that Virgo all up in that eighth house and all that Aquarius sun rises. Okay. So a lot of new awarenesses when it comes into any deep attachments, deep desires you may have. Do your desires have more control over you? All right. Are you empowering, controlling situations that you need to be more proactive? How you deal with what things you need to take action on in order to help, you know, navigate situations with shadow work, situations with the subconscious, things that's dealing with your spiritual baggage here. What practical actions can you take to start invigorating? All right. If you wasn't allowed in the last stream, you want to know why that's so funny. But the sun getting the eighth house and starts helping you understand what practical steps are needed to give life, to invigorate, all right, certain buried passions and goals. So these are the things, the type of influences you went through, and maybe a lot of new breakthroughs on you understanding, or like this connection, this partnership, this environment created these habits. We know the eighth house psychology, we dealing with habits in this axis. So it might be situations where you start to realize, okay, I need to overcome this to eventually help me get into certain of these, to get to some of these passions, to some of these goals, and naturally evoke some form of transformation in a positive way. Now the sun is entering. Now the sun is entering the ninth. Now the sun is entering ninth Aquarius. Okay. Shout out to Ladrina. I think it's Ladrina. I think that's it right there. Let me know if I got it right. All right. Shout out to you and the collection plate on the Cash App. All right. Like I said, Pastor, appreciate all donations to this church. All right. Got some windows in here. Got some glitchy cameras in here to fix. Okay. They try to detach us from our last stream. This Libra season, I shouldn't even have to go through this. What's going on, God? You changing shit up now. This was supposed to be the season I could be bougie and shit. You made shit. What's going on? This just was a favor of me. All right. Okay. But that's what we got going on with the sun leaving the ninth sun leaving the eighth house, all right, for my Aquariuses. And now it's moving into that ninth house. All right. Sun gets into that ninth house. We have a sense of enlightenment because we just came out of a sense of transformation, especially when it comes into things dealing with the workspace. Aquarius placement is another one that might have just lost some jobs, the transition from jobs, started a new job, lost the job. Y'all's another one too. Is y'all Capricorn, the Saturn signs. Goddamn. Yeah, y'all definitely got job transformations and shit around this time to a lot of y'all. But now that sun's entering in the ninth house, and maybe a whole new perspective you have now looking at relationships, the environments you want to be in, the type of mentalities that you want to even allow yourself to hone in on and embrace, the type of people and the way they think about things, you even want them around you based off these new transformations. Because when you come out the eighth house with these transformations, when you're enlightened, it creates a new system of how to protect you from negative habits, things that you done evolved from, right, in that eighth house, the standard third. So you're manifesting situation, you're manifesting this clarity right now, Aquarius sunrise, and you're manifesting understanding how certain attachments you had in the past kept you in certain spaces. Okay, you got that awareness of what's deep down, and now you get into the ninth house. You feel like there's a space to explore more, to learn more. A lot of you guys are jumping into spaces that, even though you had relation transformations, is actually creating a space for you to get back into some shit you've been wanting to experience. There's a motherfucker going through mad. It was a motherfucker going through mad relationship issues. I'm telling you, there's an Aquarius sun rising out there right now. Might be in the chat. been going through some relationship transformation all year with this person, right? They've been going through transformation all year, and then they've been trying to do something on a creative level or on a business level on the side. They trying to build their dream of this, that, and the third. And now that whole relationship, they've been working mad hard, investing mad hard into this whole year, right? Because what you got Aquarius is investing hard into a relationship, man. I'm telling you, you must be magical. All right. Because you got them really invested in some shit. Like, yeah, use the one that makes sense to them. And you doing all of this, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising. Let's say that shit did not manifest. Y'all are in situations right now where you start realizing like, oh shit, I'm glad that shit went. It's been so much more time I have now to work on this or put towards that. And when you easily jump into that energy, that lets you know that relationship wasn't nothing super significant in the first place. If you just get right back to self easily right after that relationship, that shit you're not even really missing the person. It's more of a glad that's over. It's not a like, oh man, I'll get over. It's like, oh, I'm glad that's over. Fuck. That type of shit. Aquarius sunrise, y'all dealing with a lot of that type of shit right now. Getting closer, creating more pockets in time. You know, once again, Virgo is the routine and things. This and the third, going through the transformations. You know, so all these things that you detached from, you shook off this and the third. It's a time to birth in this area. Mars already been here, so there's a lot of things y'all asses been intentional about. It's like y'all asses was waiting to get out the relationship. I can't wait till I get out this shit. It's so much shit I'm about to jump into. Mars in the 11th house, Mars in the ninth. Mars has been stirring up some passion for some things you want to explore or start working up towards exploring in some type of shape or form, right? And Libra's in here, so it's most likely some other people that are able to relate to you to help build towards these things, give you some advice, some knowledge and wisdom and experience towards things you may want to create or explore, help even guide you in some type of shape or form. All right, this is your trine right now. So it's crazy when I forget that these are the trines that are harmonious placements, but as I naturally break them down, I start saying more positive examples, forgetting, oh yeah, this the other air sign is Aquarius. So you just naturally right now, Libra in the ninth house, people can have a sense of guidance or help bring their knowledge and experience to help usher you into something. It's like right now, y'all could be getting into another relationship or about to join another church. Think you're gonna leave past the church, go join another church. I ain't gonna have nothing to say about it. I'm just playing. Y'all can go ahead and just come as you are. Do as you we don't judge here. All right. Even if you gotta leave church at times. But you can be jumping into another job, another relationship, and Libra in the ninth house, you gonna get some wisdom, some guidance before you get into that area. Could be somewhere, an area that is unfamiliar with, or something you're about to explore in a new way. And Libra in the ninth house, come look out right now for Aquarius sunrise, let you know, like, nah, you shouldn't really jump into that. Like, that's not even really environments that there. And your intuition gonna let you know what's up. Like, okay, all right, okay. All right, I'm gonna pace this out a little bit. Like I said, air signs, shit is in your favor as far as gaining information and being a step ahead intuitively when it comes to relationship decisions, even though we all kind of uh a little unstable or a little bit, wacky with the way we even perceive things relationship wise in general, just having the sun and Mars in Libra. Not so much the sun, more so Mars in there. It's gonna get even more wacky when Venus get into Virgo. All right. So we all gotta give ourselves and other people grace when it comes to relationship activity, but give grace to an extent because some of y'all have had too much of a buildup to keep giving grace. All right. But real talk, Aqua Queen, Aquarius Queen. I know that Aqua stand for Aquarius. If you giving worship and praise to this, okay. So, like I said, yep, things open up in that sense. You're feeling more free, and you even start feeling like, yeah, I know this next relationship must feel good. That shit better feel good as hell because the vibe I'm in right now, who just feel good after getting out of that situation or whatever type of environment that didn't relate to me or just navigating any type of misunderstanding towards somebody that I was trying to connect with, whatever it was, navigating that, this sense of enlightenment, this sense of a new awareness of how to experience something, or like I said, getting that weight off my shoulders or navigating that spiritual baggage is helping me to be able to see how to explore and experience something new. And y'all birthing here. So, like I said, anything dealing with a new sense of exploration, application, new course. You want to start studying new things, learning new things. New thing you want to pick up. This 6 month course, 3 month course, this, that, and the third. Libra. You might be able to know how to get into certain things, this, that, and the third, a little easier than others. Access things a little bit easier than others. You utilize your relationships, people that you know that might know a little something about something. All right. People might help lead you how to do certain things that you aspire to do around this time. All right, shit might fall into y'all lap before y'all even go out and get it. Okay, but you just be wise. You gotta be conscious about who you participate with. Sun and Mars in ninth house and Libra, everything could seem like a thrill. Everybody could sell something, market something very good to you right now. You ever had a Sagittarius try to sell you something? You ever had a Sagittarius try to sell you something? All right. Y'all ever see them shits? Like you feel me? I'm from the hood, so this is just regular shit. But uh, you ever had like, you seen them clips or something? Maybe you seen on social media of this like nigga in the streets or whatnot. That's mad like racist to my own people. Like, damn, you see this intelligent black talented man in the streets and he's trying to sell something to somebody, but like he's mad smooth and his charisma, he got a lot of rhyming phrases. That'd be reminding me Sagittarius trying to sell you some shit. Somebody with a lot of ninth house energy. You know how to make this shit seem good as hell. Like you know how to inflate my ego or inflate the potential. Excuse me, inflate the potential out of some shit. Look, you educated me about the shit. Why I should have the product and all that. You selling this good. So Sun and Mars with Libra in there, that transit Aquarius sunrise is just, and you have discernment dealing with relationship activity. I think you have the most discernment out of the air signs, in my opinion. All right. So you probably gonna you have better judgment than Libra Sun and Gemini Sun around this time. But you could get caught up, lost up in the mix with all this relationship activity in general. They could catch you slipping to Aquarius sunrise. I'm telling you, they could catch you too. Okay, but you coming out the eighth house, so you not really in a space spiritually to get fucked with right now. So you not even going for it. You may not even be participating in things that make you feel like it's gonna get you into some shit. It's like, I'm not even participating. I need to find God right now. All right. Or I need to continue navigating a transformation I'm currently going through with all the eighth house activity I just had in the first place. All right. So that's what we got going on with my Aquarius. And last but not least, my Aquariuses. All right. Shout out to my Aquarius. Shout out to them. Put some respect on my Aquarius name because they got some of this energy we dealing with right now. They got some Venus energy. Okay. So when Venus not in Libra, Venus not in Taurus, she trying to be in Pisces. She low key be trying to be in Pisces more than she trying to be motherfucking Libra and Taurus, to be honest with you. Pisces don't give no goddamn stand. No, it ain't. Venus and Taurus still got to go to work. No matter how much restaurant she want to eat at, how much shopping she want to do, credit card balance she want to run up, she still got to go to work. She still got to work and cooperate and build at some point, right? This is a Taurus. And Libra, Venus and Libra, man, it don't matter how much Libras want to experience relationships and, you know, it don't matter how much you want to explore relationship activity in your life, do things with other people, feel pleasure through other people. It don't matter. In some type of shape or form, you're gonna have to deal with commitment, agreement, structure amongst others, right? Some form of format amongst others. You have to deal with that with the Libra shit. You have to deal with that. You got contracts, all type of shit going on, Libra. You're gonna have to learn to honor that. Now when we talk about Pisces, who's checking Venus and Pisces? Who? It ain't the co-workers and the people at work that Taurus got. It ain't the person Libra dating, right? Those factors don't is we in the 12th house. Who's checking Venus here? So this is why Pisces, when it comes to love, this is like who's telling Pisces what about love? Telling me that you don't want commitment. You're not dating for marriage. Okay. All right. Let's keep dating. Okay. See how you feel about that in 6 months. It ain't nobody checking Venus here. You could come out. We could come up with all different type of examples. Like you feel me? But that's just an example to let you know how much belief Pisces have in the potential of love and connection, and ultimately their fucking dreams. All right, the potential is take the potential out of relationship potential and what they love. The potential for what the fuck they just try to manifest personally in general. It's just hard navigating it in reality where most of people don't fucking believe in their dreams and aspirations or things like that or things they want to bring out of their imagination. So that should be shooting Pisces spirits down just being in this motherfucker. All right. But Venus and Pisces get too much goddamn access. Pisces in general, just being Pisces. So when people try to get at y'all for being delusional or being in imagination, man, if you knew how much enabling factors is in Pisces life, then you would understand some more. Pisces cousin, Pisces sibling be the drug dealer. All right, their best friend be the one that be knowing everything and experiencing everything and had sex before them, did the drug before them. Like, no, it's okay. You could do it first. So Pisces get the warm, gentle welcoming into attachment. They get the guided 12th house experience into an attachment. All right. The Pisces be having enabling influences in there. Like they come out the 12th house, Venus influence, Jupiter, Neptune. So Pisces life, they walk in AA meeting. Real talk. Real talk. And then what happens when they start dealing with the resistance and the friction of reality? It's like, all right, fuck that. I need a drink. I need a blunt. I need some head, something to relieve this mother. Because being in reality is something else. Yeah, I get mad at me when I'm in my imagination, and when I'm not in my imagination, I can't do it. I might as well check out here. So it should get crazy when we talk about just the Venus dynamic in Pisces. But I just had to give my Pisces some, give them some awareness spotlight real quick, so y'all really understand where they be coming from. Okay, a lot of us, our signs, they try to blame us for shit, but they don't understand what we be attracting. They don't understand what we be attracting at times to even act like this at times. All right, maybe if you've seen our lives and see what we are attracting, you realize it's not so easy for us to get shit. Use our power the right way. Okay, so shout out to my Pisces sons and risings. And listen, we getting up out that sun just left the seventh house Pisces, and we get into that eighth house. All right. So we have Virgo in that seventh house. You know, Virgo and the sun, all this activity, Virgo in your seventh house, everything you would see the potential about in relationships and aspirations. Everybody said, motherfuck your potential and your imagination, just the reality of what's going on right now, Pisces. I don't care if you said you love me. We are breaking up. I don't want to be with you. Okay. I don't care if you breaking up with me. I want to be with you. You got people being delusional with you. So shit get crazy with the sun in Virgo. Like, it's just, I mean, that transit, Virgo in the seventh house. Any type of delusion, any type of motherfucking attachment, any type of thing, Pisces just had their potential blinding when it came to reality of partnerships and relationships. God, universe snapped you out of all of that. And then on top of that, the ruler, Mercury retrograde, was started just harmonizing with your ruler, with Jupiter and everything. So with that perspective, you know, you it's too much realizations and past reflections being made, right? When it comes into things dealing with relationship experience, all that activity of Virgo hitting what your third house. So a lot of y'all started having situations that were brewing up in your relationship life that reflected back into that time you and your cousin and sibling, your early relationship life or something, and something happened with somebody else. And you're like, nah, I think I'm gonna get the same result here if I continue to pour into the intensity, if I continue to pour into this nonsense going on right here. I don't want that to transform like that. Maybe it did transform bad, but it's life. You learn and you live and you keep going. All right. But Virgo in some type of shape or form, where those transformations are not, it was about getting some format in your relationship life. Like I said, Pisces sunrises. I was getting on y'all in the beginning. I said y'all the first sign to be like, all right, I said y'all the last sign. Excuse me. I said y'all the last sign to tell. You know, I just wanna. I, I just want to, like, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I just want to vibe. not really looking for commitment. You don't tell a Pisces that. You just don't deal with them if you're not in that space because they don't hear that shit. All right, they don't hear that shit. So Pisces ass getting out the seventh house, moving into the eighth. You know, with that Virgo transit, it was a lot of situations that God and universe was like, all right, Pisces, stop it, stop thinking you don't keep doing it, stop thinking you's about to impose your imagination on all these relationships and shit. You gotta deal with this reality right here. Does this person feel this way about you? Does this business environment appreciate you? All this shit. Are you gonna invest these resources and time into this Pisces right now? Do you remember the last time you invested all this time and resources into this situation and you did something without really understanding the reality of this partnership? A lot of those situations going on, Pisces, Sun's rising. A lot of them situations having you being nervous, making judgment calls about relationships and people and environments you commit into because you want to go off your potential, but you feel that hesitant energy of that opposite Sun and Mercury and Virgo. You feel that shit hitting your ruler too, and they're like, nah, Pisces, we can't just jump into the flow of things right now. We got to see the temperament of the water a little bit. We got to see how other people feel about us in this environment, regardless of how the potential we see about things. So everything about Virgo is just a reality check, being a Pisces sunrise, but it's ushered into your relationships because we had so much nice activity with that Mercury retrograde and everything hitting Jupiter, right? Because we had so much nice activity, you was able to make realizations in a more harmonious space. It was easier for you to understand what your partnerships and connections may have been missing, so you could drop that ingredient in there without it having to create, without a chaotic situation having to make you realize these things. Okay, but any type of transformation, once again, it was because it was making your personal life, it was making your life unstable, or and it was taken away from your ability to explore, experience, and connect in a harmonious way in the first house. Whether you blemished it a bit first, or the other person did, or y'all did it mutually at the same time, y'all just whatever it is, whatever transformed, that's why it transformed. Now we got the sun entering the eighth house. Now the sun is entering the eighth house, Pisces suns, Pisces risings. Okay. And this is your time to digest a lot of what just happened from relationship activity. This is your time to develop some new perspectives. But it's funny that you're developing your perspectives in the eighth house when the eighth house makes you reflect back on past things. So you're developing new perspectives about relationship activity and transformation through past shit. You got Libra in the eighth house. So sometimes Pisces Sun, Pisces rising. This is one of the places why sometimes it's hard to get over relationship activity as a Pisces and Pisces rising. Not just your natural element of your natural archetype, which makes you very sensitive towards connection, make you yearn connection, make you feel fulfilled dealing with connection. And it's not just about the connection part, being able to heal, being able to help, being able to teach, enlighten somebody else. That brings a lot of fulfillment to mutable waters, not cardinal fixed water. Cardinal water want to impose this feeling and emotions, right? Whether it's in a domineering way or in an enlightening way. Scorpio is fixed water. They're concentrated on their own subconscious state. You feel me? And they can help you bring some concentration towards your emotional state, if you connect with them. But Pisces, right, it's mutable water. All right. So it wants to, it don't feel fulfilled if it can't have a positive impact on your emotions, a negative frequency. We're not even gonna drag the Pisces right now. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. A negative frequeny vibration of Pisces sun rising. They know damn well the influence they got on your emotion. They gonna manipulate the fuck out that motherfucker. But I love y'all though. All right. I love y'all. Okay. But when we talk about the sun entering the eighth house now, it's Libra in here. So sometimes Pisces, you gotta be careful, allowing your, almost blocking the direct access you naturally have to explore and experience new things because you're holding on to a relationship activity, a relationship experience too heavy. Now, obviously, once again, we can't just get rid of our emotions overnight, but Pisces, sometimes y'all will be realistically active in trying to give life to something that's dead already. Y'all are the signs that y'all do that. Y'all will actively try to give life to some shit that's dead already. Virgo's the opposite. They'll go out their way to show their ex that they don't give a fuck no more. So once Virgo probably beg. I don't have to say beg, but Virgo will probably fight for you if you break up with them this, that, and the third. But once they realize it's over, they gonna do something to make you realize, all right, fuck it. They gonna do something to make it serious, like to make it concrete. Like, all right, you don't want to fuck with me no more. You don't want to fuck with me no more. For real, for real. Virgo got to do something so they know to themselves now, like, okay, it's really over now. Now I don't have to be delusional. Me doing that is no going back from that. Pisces, you do the opposite. You do the opposite at times. You allow yourself to continue to try to give life to something that this shit been fucking dead. It should been fucking dead, Pisces. There's so much life you got to give to other more fruitful experiences, opportunities, other people that appreciate this shit. This motherfucker is just taking your shit and ain't reciprocating the goddamn thing. It's just an ugly situation right now, Pisces. Okay. So these type of situations we can bring understanding towards, all right? Past situations, past reflections on relationship activity, even though a lot of them may have came while Mercury was retrograde and it hit your ruler. All right. The reason for you, even though Mercury and the sun was in Virgo and Jupiter, your ruler, is in Taurus, those signs not necessarily relationship signs, but your Virgo's in the seventh house. So that's where a lot of that activity, that's where Mercury was making the realizations about, but it's through your third house. Okay. So you're understanding things about earlier in life, earlier relationships, why you have certain reactions in your partnership based off of earlier relationships in your life. Maybe relationship with your, like I said, in your local environment and some type of shape that you're at, the environment you grew up in your adolescent stages in some type of shape or form. But now, sun going into the eighth house with Libra here, you get to navigate a lot of that. So it's gonna be some influences that might manifest situations. Yo, magic, chill, chill. Said I done talk myself sober. Like, listen, I know I be feeling tired of bug, but I just gotta keep it. I gotta stay lively as possible until I'm really done. All right. I know y'all can hear that shit. But like I said, I gotta give everybody the same energy. Okay. And then on top of it, I know motherfuckers is late as hell, but everybody got different schedules, and I still need to get the energies out so the gang could get them, the next day. Okay. Y'all funny as hell for that though. Glasses, computer glasses. It's the funny thing. This the funny thing. I wear. Look, I got I got my Ray Johns right here. I got all different type of these my blue light Johns right here. And I usually don't. A lot of my YouTube videos, you'll see a lot of the YouTube videos I have with the ring light on. I cannot do that shit without some glasses on. It's just that when I stream, I'm not directly looking at the camera light. I'm really looking at the laptop, even though that shit right here. But I am about to start throwing them motherfuckers back on. I just know sometimes I'm like, why the fuck Boro got shades on in the house? I'm like, man, them fucking blue light glasses I ordered, them shits don't fucking hit like that. These sunglasses hit. I don't care about how y'all think I look right now. So I think I'm about to get back to that time. All right. But yeah, Pisces suns rising. Okay. One thing I was about to say is that Libra in this house be uh, you walk into a lot of situations with your partnerships, you're able to gain from them a lot of the times from relationship, from a resource perspective. So not just your intimate relationships. This be your friendships, Libra's one-on-one connections of all sorts. So you manifest a lot of resources from them a lot of the times towards things that may, you know, help build your personal aspirations about things in some type of shape or form. And I don't make myself throw up here. Right. They be playing with you sometimes. Like, yeah, this shit's gonna protect your eyes. Like, hell no, these shits ain't doing a goddamn thing. All right, but so yeah, I want y'all to be aware about environments, relationships that you could participate in, where there's gonna be a fruitful exchange of resource, but at the same time, not allowing yourself to just go straight off of the resource, because this transit, your desires are awakened a bit more. Okay. So you have to be mindful about the action you take toward your desires. And what's here already? Mars. So you already have Mars in the eighth house, Pisces, right? Strong ass transit, a lot of transmutation. You just came out of a seventh house transit. So if we're talking about digesting things from relationship experiences, especially with Libra in the eighth house, so this house most likely having spiritual baggage in there in some type of shape or form from relationship activity, man, Mars is gonna go to work navigating a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of self encouragement going on when it comes into tackling any obstacle, dealing with relationship activity, relationship insecurity. There's gonna be a lot of it's going Mars ain't going Mars don't go for that there. Mars not going for that there. So there's a lot of transmutation going on here, and you gotta allow that to go on there. But when the sun gets into Libra in this house, it just may take a little bit more, expression, communication towards some of these parties in some type of shape or form at times. And it's important that you allow yourself to deal with the digestion of, you know, what you may be picking up from relationship activity, previous transformations you may be going through right now. All right. Mars been in this house for a little bit while you had a lot of seventh house activity. Whenever we just have that part of our chart where the seventh and eighth house is getting influenced hard enough from a transit of planets, you got one planet, two planets, seven, two planets in the eighth. Whenever you got all that going on, there's some new outlooks being developed between what needs to be changed, right? Or what has transformed in the seventh house. So I don't want Pisces having no extreme reactions towards these things. Mars in the eighth house. Desire energy is heavy in your life from you pushing it out and you possibly receiving it. You mad lusty energy going around in your life right now. You around, you start attracting the greedy, gluttonous vibe and people trying to project it on you to try to get you to accompany or enable something they have a desire. Well, you gotta be careful right now. All this Mars, Sun, and Libra energy in your eighth house, Pisces rising. Like, you got to make sure people are not playing on your emotions and your desires in order to get you to participate with something for a personal gain right now. When you have so much power to bring transformation into your life, right? From focusing on what's in your eighth house and that creating portals for people being able to support that, not knowing that they're supporting that, but that's how you attracted them. All right. We're going to the 12 spiritual way for 2 years, bro. Jane. Listen, man, them twin flame realizations ain't nothing to play around with. They ain't nothing to play around with. All right. But once again, man, happy Libra season to everybody, family. Y'all know me, man. I done got like Magic Ozza just said, I done got lit and sober in the same live stream. So it ain't no way I just be lying about like I'm really delusional. Like y'all see how delusional I be? Like how long I be coming on live saying, like, guys, we're gonna get through this. I'm delusional. This is Neptune and Ascendant. I don't know if y'all be noticing this. I think y'all probably. I know. There's been some comments about it that I've probably been missing. Like, yo, boy, you delusional as hell. Like, you talk so fucking much. Ain't no fucking live stream under an hour. Like, we already know this. Like, why you keep telling us this though? Like, we accepted this a long time ago, and you keep making us annoyed and getting you making us mad about it. We wasn't even really mad about it in the first place. We was here for the 3 hour live streams. Like, we wasn't really complaining about it. But you telling us they're gonna be shorter and making them still long. Now you making it the issue. Now stop. Why you playing with us? My fault, y'all. Ain't no fucking way. My Libra sun ass during a Libra sun Aquarius moon transit was gonna keep this shit short. That was a tall task. I'm playing myself. All right. I also remember I took flame 2021. It's been a lot, especially since I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Listen. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn a whole lot with them. All right. But once again, family, happy Libra season to all. Happy solar return to all my Libras in the building, man. Let's go ahead and embrace these positive relationship realizations and transformations and success, because that is something that is here for everybody to access. All right. We just may take a little bit more effort pouring into that. All right, family. Love y'all. Good night.